Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Aussie Rules live stream. We are here and joined by a good friend of ours. You might have seen him before, Janeth from Third Man Up and SC Sword Play. Mate, how are you going? Are you ready to talk about the round that is about to be?
Nah, going well, mate. I wish Cal was here so that we can talk a little bit about OKC, Prem champions on Monday, but doing well. Looking forward to cracking into this one. First time I've been on the live show with you boys, but seriously looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. We've been seeing your posts and stuff in the community. Everyone's been loving. You've been doing the pack openings. If you haven't checked out all the stuff that Janeth is doing, please head over to X or YouTube and see all that good stuff. It's great content. And who doesn't want to see a cheeky pack opening? I heard you got a pretty good pull, mate. You were pretty pumped about it.
Yeah, got a cheeky Bailey Smith and a gold Bailey Smith and gold Max Gorn in the same pack. So, cheers to you for hooking us up with the packs. And yeah, the viewers are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. What's not to love?
That's it, mate. And I can see the flag behind you. So we know who you'll be going for tonight. We're doing things a little different. We're actually going to do a watch along. Now, this is going to be the first that we've done here at GameDay Squad. We're going to be on X, Facebook, YouTube, and you can, of course, watch it through the Third Man Up X and the YouTube channel that you boys have as well. So there's plenty of different touch points of where you may see us. But tonight's game is your Blues versus Port. When Cal's a Port fan, he's not here right now, but he will be here before the first bounce. So you guys, you share the same love in basketball, but tonight I'm going to put you head to head and make you watch your teams versus each other.
Do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. Both of us have our eyes like bawling out by the end of the first quarter with the way that we're going at the same time.
Love it, mate. Love it. Well, before we get into all of that good stuff, we are going to be doing a round preview. So what that will mean is we're going to be looking at all the ins and outs for the lineups that just dropped. Then we're going to take you through some rankings, who I'm starting and who the people that have just missed out for me. And then we'll have a look at our squads as a whole. We'll see Janeth, what he's rolling with, the strategy he's going to be doing. And then we'll pull up the match center. We'll watch all the games together. Maybe grab a bite to eat if you're sitting at home. Whatever you're doing, well, let's just have a good time. So we've got plenty of comments, heaps of people pumped. So as you said, happy Thursday, everyone. It's a great day. I love Thursday night footy. I don't know about you, Janeth, but there's nothing I look more forward to when the week starts to just getting to Thursday night, because everything else will just sort itself out.
Yeah, well, with the early turnarounds, it feels like you have no time to relax. Like sometimes setting my team on a Tuesday with like the Thursday, like it's great that you have the footy on the Sunday, and by the Thursday it's already back around again. So it's great having that there.
Exactly right, mate. And I'm ready for it by that point as well. Any emotional stress that I went through the weekend sort of takes Monday, Tuesday to recover. But just pulling up some comments here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. We're going to get right into it. Let's not take too much longer. Janeth, let's go through the game tonight. And in terms of the ins and outs, look, some key defenders back with their Alir, Logan Evans, Hugh Jackson, Travis Spoke. Couple players out, but honestly, nothing too significant in terms of fantasy. Pitternet being out, I think is pretty big.
A big one. Yeah.
Yeah, just in terms of role and what may happen. So, pretty interesting. Let's go to Friday, though. With Friday, Jake Lloyd, Ollie Florent in, Riley Bice omitted, Marty out, and then Johannesson and Riley Sanders in for the Doggies. And then Adam Treloar out. He's had a pretty rough run to start this year. Unfortunately, just isn't fully healthy as of yet. Hopefully he can get going again.
Yeah, he's a good player to watch when he's up and about. But I guess this sort of does open up a little bit of centre bounces with some of those doggy boys. So I know that Matty Kennedy had a little bit of a drop-off with Treloar back in, but hopefully that he's a really good game day squad player. I think he's a really good play. Very quickly, I know you just touched on Pitternet in the Blues game. I know that quite a few of us are thinking about TDK as a game day option. My one concern going there, though, is that Port are playing the double ruck setup, and we've seen even with Tristan Cherry the last couple of weeks, the double ruck setup's a little bit restrictive against opposition ruckmen. So that's one I'm straying away from, but equally TDK has gone huge in the past against Port, including last year.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Good points there. Let's go Suns, Demons, Sexton in, Holman out, and then Jake Lever omitted, Windsor omitted, and Jacob Van Rooyen omitted. Wow. So the Demons shuffling their deck a little bit there. pulling out some players are probably a little unexpected, but they're at that point of the season where they got to go for it. So, yeah, some interesting calls.
Yeah, that's probably wouldn't have thought that at the start of the season, seeing those names out. But I guess when you're in the state that Melbourne are, probably looking to rebuild on the run a little bit. See how we go.
Absolutely. Next game, we got Hawks and North. This is down in Tassie. Is that right?
Yep.
This game. Mackenzie is in for Hawthorn. Will Dawson in for North, but nothing too fantasy significant. Next game, Collingwood and West Coast. I'm going to assume lots of coaches are going to have their eyes on this one. There's going to be some players that I think will fly up people's rankings, but nothing too significant on either team in terms of roles and any matchups there. We got the Tigers versus the Crows next. Peatling comes back in for the Crows, so a bit of extra juice in that midfield. But other than that, nothing too much there either. And then the final game is a cracker, in my opinion. We got the Dockers versus the Saints. Sean Darcy back in, and that's probably one of the biggest things for the round. I know Luke Jackson over the past 2 rounds has been fantastic. He's named as the starting ruck at the moment, Jackson. Darcy's on the bench, but we just don't know what we're going to see. How are you treading around this, Janeth? Are you still going to be starting Jackson with confidence, or are you a little nervous now that Darcy's been named for Freo?
I guess this sort of comes back to what we look at from a super coach perspective. Like a lot of the super coach eye test we carry over into GameDay Squad. When Jackson and Darcy are playing the same team, it's normally Jackson is the number 1 ruck. And then when Darcy is rucking as the second ruck, Jackson's either an inside midfielder or is on the bench. So if you think about it as like a 60-40 ruck split, and then in the 40% that Darcy's rucking, 50% of that Jackson is in the midfield. So I still think that you can go Jackson as a game day squad option, especially across the competitions. And in a week where we lose Bailey Smith, we lose Mannon, we lose Myers and some of the other forwards, you sort of have to play him. My question would become, if Darcy wasn't playing, I'd be comfortable playing a Jackson Golding contender. But now I may temper that back down to a silver or even a bronze if some of the other matchups are like a little bit more. One thing, Tommy, I just want to touch on is that West Coast with Tyrell Dewar out. I know that he's sort of had a little bit of ball distribution responsibility. It sounds weird, but I don't even know if these cards exist, but if you've got your hands on a Tom McCarthy for whatever reason, he's not the worst starter, classic, even contender shout. Like he's probably going to get a lot of kicks as that main distributor. I wouldn't put it past him, honestly, in his second game to be relevant from the get-go.
Yeah, mate, honestly. So we had a player pool update. He is currently in packs. So anyone that has held on to any starter packs or has been opening packs over the past day or two has had the chance to get some of these mid-season recruits. And I absolutely agree. He had, 30 disposals in his first game. He's going to get the ball a ton. They're going to want to give him the ball as well. And as you mentioned, with a main ball user out, it definitely opens the door for him to sort of even cement his role even further. So I'm loving it. We've got a lot of people excited about the game tonight. We've got a pair, so we know who you're going for. Port
not a love 60. For the Blue Baggers.
Not
a lot of love at all. Jeez.
Let's go. As a Carlton supporter, I think Port goes 60 plus. Wow. Oh no, Corey. Let's go, legends. Welcome, mate. Good regular around here. Absolutely.
One of the OGs himself. Of our channel as well, Causer. Great bloke.
Absolutely. Thursday night footy is great unless it's your team. Yeah, it can be a bit like that, can it? The nerves get in there. Sorry to all Carlton supporters. I've tipped them to win by 12 points.
That's good. We got someone on our side.
You got Mel saying Port by 17. And then just to rub it in, again, Port by 36. Well, not many of you at the moment, mate. But I'm hoping, maybe it opens the door. Maybe that's a bit of bad juju for Port. But let's get into some rankings, hey? Let's talk this round 16 in particular. I've got them in order, so that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, down to 7 on the bench. Yep. These are my personal rankings for the round, with Wangani Miller just being matchup proof. Got to play him every round and put salary cap on him if you have it. Just the role, his form, everything. I'm loving it. Jordan Clark is my big. I don't think he's a pod because he was an all-star last year, but he's probably not someone you'll start every round, but this round in particular, I think it's a really good play. And I've actually shuffled my squad a little bit. I'll show it later, but I've actually upped him to a gold. So I'm that keen on him that I want to spend a gold salary cap on Jordan Clark because of the game they're going to have against the Saints to end the round. Number 3, I'm a little hesitant. I've got him at number 3 at the moment because there's a couple outs, but Harry Sheezel's been playing super well. I'm a little nervous down in Tassie because, as Auntie Booger, a good friend of the show, said, not there. This one, Tassie is a fortress. Normally is, and I'm a little nervous of how good he will play because he's playing a little higher up the ground. What's your thoughts on Sheezel? Because, he's had that halfback role. He's been thrown up forward. He's come off the half forward. It's a little inconsistent, and he can perform extremely well. He's coming off, I think, 320-plus performances. Yeah. But are you keen on Sheezel? Are you hesitant in getting him in your squad? What's the feel, Janeth?
I guess the best way to look at it, and I've sort of felt this way as well, because as a super coach pick, he's been quite frustrating. He's scoring is 130 some week, 80 some week. But when I look at it from a game day squad perspective, I think he's one of those players where he's not matchup proof, but he's like position proof. Like he could play as a full forward and he'd still score points because he's Harry Sheezel. In the games he's played as halfback, he's scored. Even looking at his base card, I think he scored the 157 in round 8. But other than that, he's only gone below the 100 once. Like he's just one of those players where you feel comfortable having him in.
Yeah.
And he can still rack them up from the half forward line, pushing up into the midfield, playing as that extra at the stoppage. I think for that reason, and that reason alone, he's one player that I really don't like tinkering with too much, taking out of the side. I probably wouldn't salary cap him this week just because Hawthorn is one of those teams like when they're playing a Tassie, they may be a bit hard to score against.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely one to have in for sure.
Still get him in. That's what I love to hear. Give us all that reassurance that the big Cheezel is going to be doing well. I've got Dale at number 4. I know there's some concerns about Jordan giving him some attention. I'm not too worried, and the upside is too great for me to fade him at the moment. Sinclair, I think, bounces back after a bad performance for him. But if you look at the 5 or 6 games before that, they were all about 120 plus. Like, he's super consistent, and Freo play a really high-tempo game, so the ball's going to be back there a lot through transition, and it's just going to be more reason for him to score. Number 6, there's been a bit of conversation on Discord this round about this player in particular, Callum Mills. I think it's a good week to get Callum Mills in, and only because it's a little thinner down back. Like, we've got Giants out, so Whitfield and Ash. You've got Zorko. We've got all these premier defenders that normally you would go, he's absolutely in my squad and almost matchup proof. Geelong with Holmes, Nick Martin. I could go on. The list goes on. It's a pretty rough round to pick some defenders because a lot of those players you would normally start. I think I'm going to take a flyer. Callum Mills is a big pod. I know he's been mentioned a little bit on our Discord server, but I think the role's there. They're not playing him as a key defender anymore, which is a real big positive to me. So he's actually being given sort of that quarterback role in the defense. And of course, he is sharing that. And Bice coming out sort of also indicates that as well. But Blakey's also in that role. Florence coming back in. So there are some really other good ball users. But I think Mills has enough upside for me to get him in the squad. And in a game against the Bulldogs, I think as a Swans fan, the ball could be down there a little bit. So maybe a good chance to score as well.
No, I agree with you there, mate. I think he's the one where I'm tossing up between 2 of the 3 of Mills, Ryan, and Noble. And so it may just come down to hedging a little bit of bets, going 2 in, 2 of those 3 in starter, 2 different ones in contender, 2 different ones in classic sort of thing, rather than putting all the eggs in one basket there. I think, sorry to jump the gun here, but I think Luke Ryan has a great record against St Kilda, playing as that last man in defence for Fremantle. Last week, especially, was something that I really vividly saw. So I think that he's a great pick this week, playing St Kilda, who have given up points to defenders in the past, and he in particular has benefited from that. So, yeah, I think those 3 is probably going to be where a lot of coaches are deciding between for their 6th and 7th spot.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And that's the thing is, I think sort of the top end, a lot of people are going to agree on, but it's going to be those last 3 defenders that you're getting in and that you're choosing between. It's really going to be the difference of how you perform in this round in particular. But John Noble, I think he's going to bounce back. He's had a pretty rough run. If you have a look at some of his past games, he's coming off at 89 and a 54. So, nothing eye-popping. But I just think in this matchup, and I was talking the other night, the Demons are very well known for kicking a lot of points. And when you're John Noble and you're going to be taking pretty much every single kick in for that, I think it gives it enough of a buffer where I think he becomes startable. And he's been okay. We've seen points this season where he's been really good and he's got that 150. But the thing is, he does definitely dip down. So I'm feeling about taking a little bit of a risk because of the role and the matchup. But I could see why people wouldn't have John Noble in and maybe go with a Luke Ryan, as you mentioned, with probably a little safer in that sense.
And one thing that I'd like to add on to that is I talked a little bit about it in the game day video we published on Supercoach Swordplay this week. But one of the great tools I look to sort of analyze defense versus position data is not just defense versus position from a fantasy points perspective, but DFS Australia is this great tool where it's disposals, marks, and goals. So you can see which teams give up more disposals against specific opponents, sort of thing. So Melbourne is top 3 for both marks and disposals given up to opposition designated kickers. So they give up 1 extra mark on that player's average. And I think it is 1.2 disposals, which may not seem like much, but it can add up. And 100%. Especially like you're saying, Tommy, with those kicks, like John Noble as a designated kicker playing a people's first team, I think this could be a matchup where he does score quite well and gets back to his early season form.
Oh, love to hear that. I've just been called out. I have Clark twice. I do. That's meant to be Amon, so I'm not sure what happened there. My prep and slides didn't update, but Carl Amon's there for me. But yeah, Ryan, Amon, and Bowie all have really good matchups. All could explode, and it's actually really hard. But I definitely have Ryan in front of Amon and Bowie. I'm a lot more likely if I was to make a switch up to get Ryan in rather than to look at the other two in Amon there. But let's move it on, Janeth. Let's go to the midfield. You can see a little bit of strategy here. I'm putting a lot of salary cap into this midfield. Dawson's going to be my number 1. Dacos very closely behind. Can't really split the two. They've got both the 2 best matchups for midfielders in the competition this round. But I'm going to go big on Andy Brayshaw because I think Caleb Sarong's going to get the Winhager tag in the last game of the round. And what that will do is just open up the door for Andrew Brayshaw to dominate. It's a little nerve-wracking because if they go the other way, this could be one of the decisions that ruins my round. And I'll be sitting there watching the game thinking, I can't believe I've done this to myself. But Saints have, I think it's the past 4 or 3 times at least, have tagged Sarong. They're known for doing that. I think they like the matchup with Winhager on Sarong a little better than what they do for Brayshaw. So I'm banking on the fact that happens. And my round almost is sitting on it. So
yeah. Oh, I like it. I think this is one of those decisions where you don't really have a pivot either. Like, if you've got the Sarong, you can go to Brayshaw. But, like, if you find out late that one of them has been tagged, yes, you can go to the other one. But if you've played both, one of them's going to get tagged. And then you really don't have a pivot away because none of the Saints mids are really, like, startable, you would say.
100%. Couldn't agree more.
Difficult one there.
I'm going one of your boys. I'm going Adam Chera tonight. I think
like it.
The role that he stepped into with Walsh being out, we've seen an increase in CBAs and he loves to get his boot on the ball. And that's one of the big things in scoring with GameDay Squad is making sure you sort of kick more than you handball. And on the flip side, Hewitt probably is impacted by that more than a lot of players that I know. He is a handball merchant, as they would say. He loves to flick it out, doesn't like to get the ball in the boot too many times in some games at least, and it really does punish sort of that upside that he has in terms of scoring. So Chera does quite the opposite though. He's been all over the ground. I think he's really come into his own over the past couple of rounds, and he's a pretty safe 120 points, at least the last 5 rounds we'll say. So loving the form he's in, but Josh Dacos is my big pod of the round. Against West Coast, I just think off the halfback, taking a couple kick-ins here and there, having that license to really run all over, just push forward, do whatever he wants. He could be one of the highest scoring players that we see and a pod that people might target. So it's probably not just going to be me, but I think he goes really big this round. And he's shown in games he can, but this one in particular, I think he takes it to another level.
Do you know what, mate? Great minds think like I've currently got a silver Josh Dacos in Classic and a gold Josh
Love it.
Dacos. Oh, no. Silver in Contender, gold in Classic.
Love it. Love it. It's just the role, hey? Like, I just see a real loose game that he's going to play. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But Hewitt on the bench because of the handballs. I'm really worried about tags for these two. And it may not be Noah. It could be Matty Rao. But I do think that if anyone gets attention, it surely has to be Noah Anderson. He's their best player and their captain. And Rosie potentially copping a bit of attention tonight. I was initially thinking, but it does scare me to bench both of those, especially Rosie, as he has one of the highest averages in GameDay Squad. So you never really want to be fading players who play excellent. But I'm a little more cautious and hoping that a decision like that can maybe benefit me pretty early on.
Yeah, one thing I'll add on that is Chincotta tagged Butters last year in the early matchup against Port Adelaide at Adelaide, and then again in the return matchup at Marvel Stadium. So that's one thing. The other thing is that Ken Hinckley's pointed out that that Miles Bergman will go back to defense, and whether that means that Rosie needs to go back into the midfield where he has scored considerably poorer this year from a game day squad perspective. Those two reasons are why I'm not very. I don't really have Butters or Rosie many stocks in them this week across the competitions, especially Rosie. If he's playing midfield, I'm not really. That's not something I'm looking to buy into too much.
Mate, absolutely. And it is a little concern because you're right. He definitely came and upticked going into that halfback role. We saw a huge increase in production, but let's keep this going because we're not too far away. I've just realised the time. We're getting pretty close to the kickoff, and we need to show your squad as well. I'm going Cameron and Gawn. I just can't not play Gawn. I know Gold Coast is the toughest matchup for rucks, but Gawn is the only ruck that I would trust in the toughest matchup to still outperform most others. I think he's matchup proof. He's the best ruck in the comp for a reason and an All-Australian. And I think he's going to prove it on the weekend. And a lot of people are going to want to fade Gawn because they're very cautious and look at the numbers, but the numbers aren't the full story always, and class will always go above everything else. So I think this is one of the matchups where people aren't going to be keen, but I'm going to double down and say, nah, Gawn gets the best here.
No, I like it, mate. I like it. Cameron's a lock at number one, though. I want him across all comps. He's going to be a good player. He's going to be really good play this week.
And I've got a gold. I haven't played this all year. I'm really excited to get it out. I think it's worth getting salary cap on there as well. So any coaches that are setting up their squads that are not in starter, you probably want to have a look at trying to upgrade your Darcy Cameron if possible. But TDK, I had him in initially and then sort of backed Gawn. He has a great matchup, but there are times where he has a great matchup and he hasn't performed as well. But then there's times where I've written him off and then he scores 140. So I struggle sometimes to pick the weeks with him, but I'm hoping that I can just trust an old faithful in Max Gawn and he can take me home. Let's quickly get on the forwards. I think Kennedy's a lock. Luke Jackson was before the news. I did upgrade him to a silver. I'm probably likely to downgrade him to a bronze and play a little more cautiously. I love the point you brought up with him rolling through the middle. He definitely can play as the rover, and maybe it doesn't impact him at all moving with Darcy in. Cozzy Pickett, I think, is in for a big day. Sam Darcy, although he's goal dependent, I think is really safe, and I just can't see who's going to stop him from taking a mark right in front of the goals against my boys in red tomorrow night. I'm a little nervous about that. I've gone McRae, Rankin, and Daniels. Now, I did have Jason in there initially, but I think I was a little nervous about Jason Horne-Francis and how he would play. My reasoning for playing Caleb Daniel is I think he's just one of the safest players. You're never going to go too high with him at the moment in his new role, and especially with McKercher stepping up. But he never really drops too low. You can sort of lock in anything between 90 to 110. And I think at my forward 7 spot, it's probably exactly what I'm looking for in this round.
Yeah, look, mate, I think those 7 forwards plus Horne-Francis, if you can pick any 7 of them, and you got them across all 3 comps, you'll be looking pretty good this week. And then those 2 smokies at the bottom there, and Thilthorpe and Elliott, like great matchups for both of them. Thilthorpe against Richmond, we saw what Sam Darcy did last week. Very, very similar specimens. And then Elliott against West Coast has been in great form. I think they give up, like in the defenseless position status, they give up a lot more points to those general forwards. So Look, if you want to play one of those two and go against the grain, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't blame you at all. Like that could be what wins you a classic cup game or helps elevate you in starter. Like those are really good plays as well.
Absolutely, mate. Well, if you want to quickly share your screen and I can check you in, we'll quickly get your squad up, and then
No worries.
we'll get the match center up and start ripping in. But here we go. This is your squad for the round.
This is my contender squad. So
Love
I've gone with the 3 golds and 4 silvers. So across the park, Naz, Dacos, Dawson. I think those are the 3 best matchups.
Yep.
For which I have golds for. So I'm really happy with that. And then I'm looking at the 4 silvers of Jordan Clark, Marcus Bontempelli, Josh Dacos, and Matt Kennedy. It was a bit interesting. You didn't have Bont as part of your top 10 mids, but I think that yes, he may get some James Robot and bottom attention, but I think he should be pretty safe from the Jordan tag. Last year they went to Richards. I can see that going again. The forward line and the defense is where those buy plays in terms of Brisbane, GWS, Essendon, and Geelong are really lacking us. But I think that across the park, we're pretty set across the board. And yeah, really happy with your rankings aligning with what I had in mind, mate.
Yeah, for sure. We've got a couple comments here. No Dylan Moore in any of our rankings, and no Lipinski. Yeah. I know that's someone that people were looking at, potentially looking for the West Coast matchup, thinking. But look, I understand it's a great matchup, but in all honesty, I think Chinby's he's been doing really well. And if he goes to Lipinski, we saw what he did a couple of weeks ago on some good key forwards, especially like Cameron. Cameron had one good fourth quarter that saved him, but other than that, it was looking pretty dire at the time. So I think my mind's changed a little bit with how good key forwards will be. Some like Hogan and some of the bigger body ones, you probably still back, but I guess I'm a little more cautious in that, and I probably would prefer to go to a Thilthorpe or an Elliott in that game that could explode.
What I will say though is that Dylan Moore in games which he captains Hawthorn plays exceptionally well. So if you believe that Dylan Moore is a play that you want to put in, I don't think that's a bad shout at all, for sure.
Alrighty, mate. Well, we are going to be joined now by another member. This is Cal. Everyone knows Cal, of course. He hasn't been on the show for a little bit, so let's give him a warm welcome, everyone, as we're about to head into the watch along. Cal, mate, how are you?
Hey, fellas, good. You got me?
We sure do, mate. We sure do.
Yeah, Janeth. How good? How good, my boy? Big OKC fans. I missed the start of your show. I don't know if that was a talking point, but
absolutely.
Bag is underneath. Well,
Bag is underneath.
Yeah, it's funny. We've been on the same side for the last month, egging on OKC to win that championship, and now we're against each other. But I'm excited. How you boys doing?
Doing well, mate. Great to be go through the rankings there with Tommy. Chat a bit of strategy as well. And now keen to have you on, mate, for the watch along. Let's go Blues.
Yeah, I caught the end. A couple of interesting things. I thought the Rosie tag and whether he plays the midfield, that's going to be an interesting one. I got him in my squad, as you guys know. He doesn't leave.
So talk to us. We know about our squads. Just at least tell us in this game in particular, how many are you rolling with?
I believe I've got just the one in Classic, which is where I've got my focus. That's a lie. I've got 2. I've got Rosie and I've got Horn Francis. So I did take Hewitt out. He was on the bubble for me. He was going to be my 3rd. I brought in Ed Richards instead. So,
alrighty, we've got a bunch of people from the GameDay Squad community following along. We want to know, how many players are you starting in this game, and what are the rarities? What are we looking for? We all want to be cheering this on together. So when you are at home now, pull up the footy. Let's get ready for a good night, a nice little watch along here, and hopefully all of our players that we need to play well are going to perform here.
Did you boys roll with TDK?
No.
I did not. I had a change of heart and just couldn't go against Big Max.
You were on him all week. Oh.
I really was. I was telling Cal it's a lock. Yeah. I'm going to get TDK in, and I've gone against the grain here. And if he has a big first quarter, this could be really tough to watch for me.
Do you know one of the things which I sort of enjoy doing a little bit with Game Day with the rolling lockout is seeing how the players go in the early games, and then sort of hedging bets based off of that. So if TDK goes to 140, I may look to go more high upside Ruckman. Like I know it's not the best example, like a Brody Grundy, for instance, compared to the stock standard 120, 130 Team English type. So yeah, just some form of strategy, which I'd like to do a little bit with game day.
Alrighty, I'm going to run a game here, and you guys can join along. I'm going to put a little bounty. I've got some common packs to give away here. What I want people to do is guess who will be the first person to get to 5 kicks in this game. And whoever can guess that correctly, and you can double up here, so you can say the same player. First to get 5 kicks in the game, I'm going to be giving common packs to the winners. So get your predictions in, whether you're in the comments section, and I'll throw it over to you, Janeth. First name that comes to mind.
First name that comes to mind, someone that will get some early kicks. I reckon Adam Cher's in with a good shot.
I'd love to hear that. I'm starting him. Let's go.
You're starting Chera.
I am.
Wow. All right. Wow. I knew teams were on buys, but I didn't know we're that thin.
I've played him last round as well, and he had 127. I don't know if he's that.
He's kick happy. Connor Rosie as well. I mean, if he starts anywhere near the back line, he'll probably rack up 5 with the way we go, kicking the ball into defense.
Yeah, he's not there in the middle, which probably means he's going to get a few cheap ones out the back.
Oh, no.
But I'm going to go different. I'm going to go somewhere different. I'm going to go Kane Farrell.
I love it.
Yep.
Look who's fallen into the trap. She's fallen into the handball merchant trap. If it was 5 disposals, I'd like this, but this could be tough.
You know what I'm liking early?
I hope I eat my words there, Auntie Booger, and you win it with Hewitt.
I'm liking Ken Hinkley back up in the coach's box. It's been far too long he's been hanging around with the players. Get him back where he's meant to be. I love it. I'm happy already.
When's the last time he was coaching from the box? He's always down on ground level, isn't he?
Yeah, he was on the verge of losing his job at one point. Down there. I forget, had a master win, and then he's just stuck down there since. It's been about 2 years, I think.
TDK with the kick in the first seconds of the game.
There we go.
I'm already regretting my decision. I'm not seeing many. Where are the people we've started here? Auntie Boogers, I've got Georgiades. Never played him before. Is he a pod or am I delusional? Cal, with port goggles on.
Jeez. I'm a big Georgiades fan. I don't think he's ever made it into my classic squad. And we've had
you feel the same.
So Chincotta to Butters. Chincotta to Butters is what's happening there.
Yeah.
And then Drew to Hewitt, it looks like. Bergman to Cripps.
And is Hewitt's got a free here and he's going to get a kick. So he's right in the mix here for Auntie Booger, who's gone the Hewitt prediction.
Oh, nice. Charlie.
It's down back. Connor Rosie is going to pick up a few cheapies here, and I'm going to. I switched to Kane Farrell, didn't I? Did someone open it up for? No one even went in the comments. I'm just looking through. No one went Rosie. I thought I'd leave that open for someone. So 2 brother, 1 Nunez. You can have Farrell. I'm going to swap back to my boy Rosie. What do we win, Tom?
You've gone
and I say that as Farrell's getting a kick here.
Yeah, you deserve that. Yeah, you've switched over. Yeah. I'm with you.
What's the prize?
I've got some 9-player common packs. So there's only one person that's guessed Farrell. Am I correct? So they're going to sting me for 1 here if it comes. It's a lot.
J-Sauce.
Stealth, first to 5 kicks.
I wasn't listening pre-game. Did they call this another elimination final? I mean, the last 2 weeks for Port Adelaide, they've both been elimination finals. I was wondering where they'd stop.
Saki Williams.
I haven't spoken to you, Janet, since last week. How are you feeling, mate? I know you got the bounce back with OKC. I'm hoping you forgot about it, but
I'm so up and I do not even care about Carlton losing North Melbourne. It was looking a bit dire, I must say.
Yeah.
But the Thunder never in doubt.
Never in doubt.
Never in doubt.
Yeah.
I will say though, very quickly for any Pacers fans out there, full total respect for the way that they played. Like honestly, Tyrese going down and still making it a ball game was really something to be really proud of.
Yeah, it's definitely telling. And Tom can vouch. Tom was watching the Game 7 with me. We're up by 15?
Yeah.
And a few minutes to go, and I'm still not comfortable.
No.
Just that's
no
what the Pacers team did to us.
I don't think anything would have made him comfortable other than the final whistle. So
yeah, I think it was about 6. Even my first thought when Dagnall took out all the starters was, what are we doing? The game's still going. So, who we've got early for kicks, Tom? Who's leading that? I've seen my boys already had a couple.
yeah, Rosie had one. I'm just waiting for it to all come through here, but we'll get the number eventually.
I think I might have made a mistake. Is Cherry even on the field to start?
No, I think he's off the field to start.
He's not on the field.
Sounds like you both made a mistake if that's the case. Jeez. This is just someone's going to lose this game and be really miserable. And
mate,
yeah, lucky we've got OKC, right? That's going to keep me going at least.
I was telling Tom just before that it is quite possible that both of us will have our hair being ripped out at quarter time here, the way that we play. Both of us play.
Yeah. It's last week was frustrating. It was even worse than it was to Tommy Swans.
Yes.
But it's
what a game for the Swannies.
It was the Swans, not North Melbourne, so I don't know what that was like.
Do you know I was at the game? Very, very, very happy Blues fan, honestly.
Yeah?
No, definitely not.
I was going to say maybe one of the happier ones.
Look, until Monday, sure, but not before then. Definitely not. I was at a conference on Monday actually, and just had the game on through the earphone on the side.
Jeez, I was I couldn't. I was too focused on the game. I just needed that to be done before we could do anything. I'm looking through the rest of the team lists. Was there anything that jumped out for you guys? I was a bit busy this afternoon. Sean Darcy back in. What does
Sean
that
Darcy
do?
back in. Probably the big one
That's
people
the big
were talking about.
Jackson out. Is it thin enough up forward this week that Jackson will sit there? Where'd you guys land on that one?
I reckon you still got to play him. He can play. He can score well as a midfielder. I was sort of telling Tom that let's say Darcy ruck 60%. Jackson 60%, Darcy 40%. Off that 40%, Jackson's probably playing midfield 50% of that time. So he's going to be in and around the ball 80% of the time, which is probably enough, especially in this climate this week, to definitely be a play across comps, I reckon.
Yeah, and I'm going the same thing. Yeah, I think he's too dynamic of a player to not get in. So I think I'm still going to roll with him, but I think I had a bit more salary cap on him. I'll probably downgrade that, just be a little more cautious because I think I like the ruck Jackson a little better than the roving Jackson, although both are very good.
Right. I'm just trying to see because up against St Kilda, you'd imagine he'd go forward and kick a couple of goals as well.
Exactly right. Definitely opportunity. Lots of people on 2 kicks at the moment here. We've got anyone go Horn Francis. He's on. Rosie's on 2 kicks at the moment. Bergman 2. Farrell's got 1. I know there was a Farrell in there.
We had a Farrell. We saw the Farrell. Port's up 6-0. Lovely. Early start. It's good.
Chera's only given a 2-kick advantage. Here we go. This is your time to shine, mate. He'll come on now and rack him up. He'll rack him up.
Jeez, you'd have to rack him up pretty quickly.
This is the time to shine for all the Cheras out there. I'm with you. I'm riding. Haven't seen Doherty yet. Has he got a kick? We had a Doherty prediction in here. I don't think so.
I don't
think he's got one. Yeah.
What is it? It's so, I don't know. I know we're going to be talking a fair bit of NBA here as well, but it feels like the monkey's off the back a little bit. Like now, this time next year when we make the playoffs, it's not like the pressure's off, but the boys will know what it's like.
Oh, mate, I've already told Tom that we've got everything on lock. You know what I actually brought along as well? I brought along my my draft day hat.
Yes.
Well, happy draft day. Any Dallas fans out there that could keep a flag? I didn't get to see any of it. I just saw a 30-second snippet of the bloke we drafted who was just bawling his eyes out and hugging his family. And I'm like, I don't know who he is, but I love him already.
He is. I will tell you what he is. He is the Isaiah Hardenstein replacement in 2 years.
He is. What, Kane Farrell here, Tom? Monster
Kane
goal.
Farrell for 3.
Kickable from 55. I like it. I'm actually rolling a Kane Farrell in my champion squad. He's my big pod.
Champion?
My Potter play. Yeah. I am not competitive at all, but I try. I'm in a champion league. We needed one more to make it up, so I jumped in. I'm currently 0-13, so I haven't got close. Farrell, huge. Yes. Lovely.
Here we go. The flogging has already started.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you get over.
that counts as 2. Does a kick count as 2? A goal, Tom? 2 kicks? Once well, he kicked it long enough for 2 kicks. Damn. But yeah, no, I play with Farrell. I need him. 0-13 channels or 0-14 or what I'm up to. I'm having a shocker there. So I'm
I'll
not
tell you
gonna-
what, Georgiades on 11 points. Auntie Booger's saying, am I crazy? Maybe not. He's one of the highest scoring performers currently in the game and hasn't kicked a goal yet. So
I should have said I forgot we were playing Carlton and there was a chance that we blitz him. So Auntie Booger, maybe
Could've
maybe
nailed
you're
it.
on. I believe he kicked 7 goals a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, he's just a little bit inconsistent. I don't know. He's not as a safe bet as like a Hogan, of course.
Kane Farrell,
But bang.
mate, is what a start for your champion pod.
Yeah. I tell you what, who needs Wanganeen Miller when you've got Farrell running around off halfback?
You can take that comment back, please.
I find we'll take it.
Go
both.
Chaz.
Oh,
Get it
Farrell
to
almost
him.
another.
Oh.
Who have we got leading the way? Silvani at the moment.
Oh.
Where are we?
Asava Radigalia.
Is this Doc's
Lovely
last year,
move.
Janeth?
I reckon it is. I think the club's sort of going into a little bit of a youth movement now. Even today, we got 2 debutants. One starting as a sub, unfortunately. But yeah, it'll be sad. But I think there's better options now. That are a bit younger. Probably they'll take that spot at halfback.
Look at Connor and Butters both behind the ruckman demanding the handball, and he's giving it to neither of them. Oh no! Oh no! All right, jeez, there we go.
Oh, not
Oh
pretty.
my goodness. Butters.
Oh, a bit of
Yeah, turns them both away, and then decides to take on the man on the mark. You don't see that from Ruckman.
Oh.
He's gotten away with one there. You're talking
Good
about
pass.
debutants. Janeth, am I correct in
Yes.
saying Carlton also don't have their first round pick?
We do not. But what I will say is that if TDK leaves, we will get a first round pick, possibly.
Yeah.
We hope
Yeah.
so. And then we do have a father-son pick. I think his name, or he might be the son of Peter Dean. I think his name's Harry Dean, if I'm not mistaken. He's a key defender, and looks a player. So
Yeah. That's good.
hopefully that's one that we can pick up because we just need anyone we can get.
Because
look at
we also don't have our first round pick here. So us losing, it's not like we've got someone to look forward to. And unless maybe Butters or Bergman gets that St Kilda money, I don't think we're going to be getting that pick as well.
Gee, you wouldn't want to lose Butters though. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't have any information, but I wouldn't be
Here we go,
surprised.
Charlie.
Big Charlie.
Oh, he's hopped it out wide.
Big
Jeez.
Charlie.
Charlie.
I had him in, I think, last round, but or was it the round before?
Yeah, against
I've
West
had him at
Coast, you
times.
loaded him up. You had him in West
Yeah.
Coast. You got concussed or injured, or
He did his
Subbed.
calf.
Calf.
Got a
yeah.
calf injury, yeah.
is that my boy up to 3?
That is.
It's a very close race. We got Bergman,
It is a close
Farrell,
race.
Fogarty. Oh,
This is great, though. This is what I wanted. So no one on more than 3, but we have 3 on 3 with Bergman, Farrell, Rosie.
geez,
Jason's just behind on 2.
Paddy Cripps is still on -2, almost halfway through the first quarter.
Oh, he just hasn't got going this year. Coming off a Brownlow medal.
Brownlow hangover, but the greatest season in AFL history.
Oh, we go in there.
No, I'm
It's
a
all right.
Paddy Cripps fan.
He'll still get 3 votes, boys, in this game.
Oh, that's classic.
That was funny, though. There was some great humor. Post.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how 45 votes, great season. But even as a Blues fan, just the fact that the sheer audacity that he got 45 votes out of 66.
I don't like it.
That's wild.
I don't
That's
like
wild.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Corey, Doherty call isn't going too well for kicks. Hey, mate, there's plenty of time.
Chera hasn't got one either. I don't think he's even touched it yet.
No, he hasn't had a touch. So at least You didn't start him in your... Oh, maybe you did. Shouldn't say that. Maybe you did start him in your game day squad. But he just needs a play or two here just to link up, get some points on the board. Dangerous looking kick.
Oh, Mitchie. He's trying for
Connor's
you
on 4. That's Connor on 4. 4 kicks leading currently.
Oh, I said Cherry. Then Connor, you got him. You got him. You got him, Cal.
Did he get it?
Oh, I think I know. I'm.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
go-
number 4. He's only one off, but he's the
one off.
closest.
Yeah,
He's the
excellent.
closest right now.
Oh. Oh. Ooh, mate.
If he grabs
Carlton
one
look-
more here, it'll...
We're not a very good
Oh, my
football team
goodness.
this year,
Oh, who
Janet.
is that?
Carlton are looking terrible.
Oh, mate, you tell me
Oof.
about it. Tell me about it.
Was that Butters having a ping there?
Yeah, right.
What is that?
Oh,
I'm anxious for you, Janet.
look, it's one of those games where I think with the way that this year's sort of come on,
Oh my goodness, they're making it so hard on themselves here.
the way this year's gone, like you just the expectations sort of dissipated away a bit.
Yeah, I think the expectation now is more how long does
Yeah.
it go on?
How long does Vossi last?
Oh, I heard there's
Come on.
a great coach out of contract at the end of the year. If you guys are looking,
Oh no, we're
Oh,
good, mate.
go Connor.
Gerard
Go, Connor.
gets his
There's
first
one
points.
for There's one for Doc. Oh,
Jerry
yeah,
gets
had
his
that. There
first.
he is.
Oh,
Uh,
if Connor got his boot to that would have secured the win. How many have we got on Rosé? Let's go back up here.
I think we got 4 for Rosie so far.
How many people said Rosé? Sorry, I'm saying.
Oh, yeah,
Chera,
yeah.
Hewitt, no. Doherty. Did anyone even say Rosé?
I think Cal did, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's not getting the back, so it doesn't matter for him. He said Farrell first as well.
Stiff.
He doesn't need help. He's already doing good enough in Classic, mate. You can look at the leaderboard to see that one.
Clark.
And I know he can hear me. He's just having a little giggle.
He's just
there.
choosing not to listen.
Yeah. He does that a lot, actually. Oh, I feel like Connor's just about to get one here and win the winner.
Oh, we're getting roasted.
Georgiades, Auntie Booger is going to love this.
Butters is on 4 as well.
Butters is now on 4, correct?
Ooh. Looks like the tag's not phasing him.
Love it. That's my boy. Yes, Auntie Booger. Well done. Well done, Janeth. So on what we do here, Game Day Squad, is I'm sure you know because you're actually going to win one of these cards. It's a 2025 All-Star card. And what I wanted to ask you is, there's going to be a couple candidates that you could almost lock in, the top range sort of players. But who are some smokies that you think are a chance to sort of crack into the All-Star squad this year? And for just in mind at how it works, it's a combination of total points and average points that it's worked out off. So what are you thinking? Any smoky that comes to mind that you think, maybe he hasn't had the start, but I could see a really strong, 10 couple of weeks coming up here?
I'm not sure where Noah Anderson fits in the pack, but I just know that he's just a GDS play. He's got the kicks, he's got the tackles, the marks. He's got the whole sort of shebang. So I think he is definitely a smoky to make sort of the All-Star team, or however you'd want to call it. And then
he's a couple positions off right now. I think if we were to finish it today, I think he's 3 or 4 away from making the All-Star squad. So that's definitely a great pick.
So close there. And then I guess one other one, which I'd just throw in there as well, is Caleb Sarong. He's had a really strong last couple of weeks from a GDS perspective. I think he's got 150, 160-ish, if I'm not mistaken. He didn't have a solid start to the year in terms of his sort of high standards. We could see him sort of come through pretty strongly. And then that's a card you'd want for the future as well, because he's still so young.
Yeah,
you guys got me
absolutely.
back. You can hear me.
We got you
Yeah,
back,
lovely.
mate.
Sorry, I got too excited. I hit my microphone. I thought Rosie was about to
Georgiades.
get his 5.
Georgiades.
Mitch Georgiades on fire here. Auntie Booger, I'm sorry. I haven't doubted. I'm claiming to love this guy, and I'm trying to talk you off him. Sarong card, good one to have. I traded a All-Star Sheasel at the start of the year, Janeth. I traded away an All-Star Sheasel, and I got back a Diamond Lockie Neal and a Diamond Sarong.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, I don't know. I was at the start of the year, I wanted a few more diamonds. And Sarong just started awfully. But he's been on a tear for me. Like I said, he's been in my champion squad, so he hasn't been doing anything. But yeah, it's been good to have him and see him. Definitely. It's a good player to have in your squad.
How about that Diamond Neal, though? Oof. That reeks.
Yeah, it does. It does. I'm like, you know what? It was more around Sarong. I think the Neal was a throw-in to get the deal done.
Yeah.
Got the deal done.
In your case, it's like Presti getting another first-round pick, you know. It's just same thing.
I was disappointed we didn't collect more first-round picks today.
Yeah.
Is this the first draft?
Top 16 protected first rounder.
Cal,
we get another one
about
today?
some.
Did we make a trade today? I haven't seen.
We did make a trade. We got rid of our pick 24 for a 2027 Spurs first rounder, top 16 protected.
A 2026?
27.
Oh, geez, the Spurs are going to be good then. That's weird.
Very interesting.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, but top 14 protected. See,
if
if that didn't have the protection, that is just Presti just betting on Wemby's health 1 year.
Yeah.
But mate, this is
we're getting demolished.
Let me get some thoughts here, Cal, while this happens. Let's take away from the pain for Janet.
Is this going to be Liddy's first goal?
He's got to kick it.
Oh, is it? But yeah,
I've already given it to him. Like a Lou Dort 3, it's already in.
Oh man, with that bomb that he scored at the start of the third, that almost hit the roof. That went so high.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maintenance had to go check the lighting, make sure nothing got knocked out.
I think he thought he already kicked it. I think he hit the post.
He's missed it.
Yeah. Well, did you, Cal? You already counted it.
How dare I disrespect Lou Dort like that?
Well, we got a good one here from George. Cal, we're talking about before, All-Star Smokey. So maybe someone who's not sort of in the All-Star for 2025 conversation right now, but we can see having a pretty strong end to the year, and that could be in that spot and in the conversation. Janeth went a good one in Noah Anderson, who's, I think, 4 spots currently outside of, if you're looking at average. And we've got one here in Darcy Cameron being a Smokey as well.
Yeah, love it.
Does anyone come to mind for you, Cal?
I'd have to have a look. I'm just having a look at Darcy Cameron. Darcy Cameron's right there.
Yeah, he absolutely
Tingles has played himself into it. That second spot, I think something would have to happen to Gorn for him to lose it. But I think it was about this time last year, right? We saw Cherry start to go on a run because Cherry didn't make our All-Star squad last year. He left his run too late.
Correct.
I think Gorn snuck in.
Gorn and Marshall?
Gorn and Marshall were the two last year, yeah.
For sure were. But yeah, back on the Connor Rosie's done it. Is he on 5? I think Connor's on 5.
Has he got there?
I'm not sure.
I think he's still on 4.
Oh, this is just 4s. Okay, Butters, Francis,
there's a couple
Jackson,
of 4s.
Rosie.
Ooh.
It's tight.
And Chair is still on 0. So I don't think he's getting there.
Oh, actually, who's taking the kick in? Oh, that's why.
Rosie?
Connor is on 5. He just took the kick in.
He got there. How did Charlie miss that?
What did I win? A 9-player common pack?
No, you didn't win anything. You said Farrell, remember?
I believe we have it on tape. I changed.
Yeah, but then the game started and I wrote terms and conditions in that anyone on the stream.
Can I at least give my pack away? You give me that?
Yeah, you can do that though. Yeah, you can do that. I'll allow it.
Auntie Booger, I'm giving it to you, Mitch Georgiades.
For down talking Georgiades, I think it's only fair.
Yeah. I should definitely. I'm not going to make that mistake. Oh, Rosie's kicking them out of the air now. He's on fire. Who said he was a fade this week?
I did.
That might have been me.
Yeah, I think it might have been both of you. I think that's what I started. I turned on the stream.
Well,
Wowee.
Kenny Hinkley doesn't even know what he's wants to do with
doing,
his own
yeah.
team. He said Miles Bergman was going to go back into defense, and that Rosie would play more midfield time. And wouldn't you know it?
That's Ken Hinkley for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
He doesn't know what's going on.
Honestly, that's probably what he put out on the magnets, and the boys just looked at each other and went, "Yeah, okay."
41 fantasy points. Wow.
He's nuts.
Oh, he's good. He's good, and he might get another kick here. Lockie Jones finds him.
Oh, boys.
Jeez.
Talking about Lockie Jones, Matt, have you boys already started to write up the Pack of the Week nomination for my guy John T on Twitter? Lockie Jones, 1 of 1. Harvey Thomas, 1 of 1 in the same pack. Legend.
That's acres down to the rooms there, it looks like. Hopefully, if anyone played him as a pod, I can't imagine there's a ton, but if you did, that's not looking good.
Who was that?
Blakers.
Wow,
that's a huge goal.
Blakers.
That's a huge goal from
Lockie
Jones.
It's looking grim. Looking very grim.
Just take the scarf off, or keep the scarf on. Swap the jersey over.
Oh man.
Back to that legend pack. Yes, I was scrolling through Twitter. I was actually looking for NBA trade updates from Shams, and I saw the double legend pack, and it stopped me in my tracks. That was unreal. Yeah, that's unreal. Unreal. Shout out if
that pack's been
around.
sent, Cal. Your pack you gave away. Confirm
Auntie
that.
Booger, tell us what you get. If you get another Mitch Georgiades and you screenshot it, then I'll send you another one.
Cal, you'll like this. Ken Hinkley is a fade this week. Absolutely. Cal would agree that it's probably every round.
A fade this week.
Oh, he's a fade every week. Wowee.
Oh, I reckon you guys should re-sign him. Give him one more chance. Cal, he's going to win you over. I know it.
He could have 11, 12 more years. He's
TDK holding his elbow.
I don't
Maybe
like
just
that.
a stinger.
What about
he does that a fair bit, mate. It's a mannerism at this point.
Little
what
stinger.
about Rosie?
Yeah.
Rosie's getting all these kicks, but he's not getting any points.
Hit Chera.
He's doing nothing but getting these cheap kicks out of nowhere. Oh no! Here we go. Here we go. Shannon, you'll get on the board. Umpire's giving you goals here,
mate. We need everything we can get.
Oh,
yeah, I can't believe I joined you boys for a watch along, and we're getting pumped by 5 goals. We haven't scored with 2 minutes to go in the quarter.
Orazio.
Hey, you can't win them all, mate. Can't win. I learned that the hard way in 2024.
Jeez. Cal, how about the Celtics? They win one and they have to
blow it up
the entire team.
Yeah. We were. Tom was reeling. We were in the office on Tuesday, and Holiday got traded, and he needed to sit down. And then overnight, Porzingis gets traded as well. He's in shambles come Wednesday morning.
Just wait till that Jaylen Brown Shams tweet drops.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I'm like, they're either going to trade everyone but Jaylen Brown, or they're going to trade Jaylen Brown. And
you
2 minutes later,
you run into
2 minutes later, Tom got a notification saying Holiday's been traded.
You wait, Jaylen Brown to the Nuggets, and your dynasty's over,
mate. Rosie's
easy.
Give that a refresh, because I reckon boys number 1 and 2 right now are going to be Farrell and Rosie, because they're just
kicking it to each other at this point.
Farrell's on fire right now. Did anyone else roll one of my boys? Oh, yummy.
Tackle him. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, the Hornet.
Oh,
no, he's missed a sitter.
But yeah.
I don't even need Port Adelaide to get the points there. I don't need the Port Adelaide points there, Janeth. I don't want to do that to you. I just want those 8 points for that goal.
Mate, I will say that I do have him super coach as well, so I do need him to score quite well.
I actually have a super coach question. I know we're not allowed to talk about it on here. It's
that is
the enemy. If you get a kick and you kick it behind, is it an inefficient kick?
It would be an inefficient kick.
So
it's not inefficient. It hurts your disposal efficiency, which they don't really enjoy at Supercoach.
Yeah, right.
Understood.
But look,
Cherry's on the
Cal,
bench again.
Cal
What a
surely
horrible
I'm
decision.
a testament that you can love two games equally.
No, I don't know about equally. I won't do there, but there is room for two in your heart.
That's it.
But
That's it.
we know which one you enjoy more
Oh,
now.
I know, mate. Game Day Squad, obviously.
Yeah, just in case. Just in case. Oh, this is great. We should do this more often.
Not when Carlton's playing. Not when Carlton's playing, please. I'll come on for anything else. Give me West Coast against Richmond. I'll come on, but not Carlton.
Yeah, we should find a way to make the.
Yeah, Cosy, I think this one, we already wrapped this one up, unfortunately, mate. The first one, Connor Rosie took out the odds for 5 kicks. But maybe I run a competition in the second quarter and we can all have a chance again to win, which would be nice. But back to, I have a little thought here, and tell me your thoughts on this, fellas. But I actually think we could see Jai Caldwell go back-to-back All-Stars, but this year as a mid.
Crazy.
And last year, when we knew he was moving into the midfield, and a lot of us sort of said our goodbyes. We sort of departed off the Jai Caldwell train and said, this is it. It was lovely while it lasted, but in the midfield, there's probably just going to be too much competition, not much reason to start.
Kind of like me with Jordan Dawson last year. When I was
very much like you with Jordan Dawson that year, yes. I guess the difference is Jordan Dawson was averaging like 130 points, and somehow you weren't about it. But yes, very close.
Oh, kick it, Jason. No. Oh, Mitchie. Oh. They're looking for your boy, Auntie Booger. They're looking for him.
I reckon that this year's All-Star crop, like looking at some of these players that we could get first-time All-Stars in terms of Naz, I don't think he got All-Star last year. Like, that's a card that sets you up long-term, really. Naz, and then like a Lockie Ash as well. Like, these are blokes that got such a long future ahead. It's gonna be really keen to see what the All-Star team looks like this year.
They're definitely going to be some goodies.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's the card at the moment that is it? The Matthew Kennedy?
Matt Kennedy's good.
Is he, if he goes into the midfield? Is he? I'm like, the way he's playing at the moment, he's averaging over 120 points.
Could he hold forward status? Like, what is your cutoff? Is it just the AFL 30 over 35? Like, what their highest position is over 35%?
So we get the official off champion data. They feed through our stats provider, and how we do it is if you're a midfield and anything else, we give you the anything else.
Okay.
So if they have the dual status, then they'll get the forward or defender. Or that's how it works for us. So if he holds on to it, then that'd be an interesting one.
There'll be a couple of debutants this year. Just having a quick look, Smith. Bailey Smith will get an All-Star, right? Lockie Ash is in the contention for an All-Star right now. Matthew Kennedy is in contention to get an All-Star card right now. Hugh McCluggage is not far off the mark as well.
Yeah, wow. Geez, there's not going to be many swans there, is there? Wow, is there going to be a single swan? I don't think so. Goulden would have to go on a hell of a run.
So here's the question.
No swans.
What does Goulden need to average in the minimum number of games for him to become an All-Star? Like, based off what the averages are right now. 150?
160 minimum?
160 minimum?
I think if he held a 140 average for the rest of the year, that maybe there could be a case to get him in. But already...
Tom would lead the committee to get him in there.
Myself, I'd get him in. But look, he's only averaging 90 at the moment. So, like, already just having a bad performance does a detriment
first game back,
to the
I think.
average.
I thought he looked really good for it. He only got 90, but geez, he looked good. He showed
kicks.
why. Yeah, showed why in patches that he was a set and forget.
This is like KFC secret herbs and spices then, with regards to how the All-Stars are picked.
Yeah, Tom, do you want to explain the formula? So if they're a swan and they're close, they're in.
Yes. If I like them, nah.
He burnt me in round 6. He's out.
Anyone that's on the good list is in.
No, it is a mixture between total score and average score. There were a few cases where someone might have played a few games. It's a bit like the All-Star voting, a bit like the MVP voting, Janice. You kind of need a few games, but
that's it,
we'll
mate.
see. We'll see those cutoffs.
Don't say I thought the All-Star voting this year was some of the worst in the selection that I've seen in a long time.
Jeez, I can't even remember who made it.
Tyler Hero made it. I think I should tell you enough.
Well, that's what happens when you have a Mickey Mouse conference.
There were Trey Young didn't make it. Like there's a prime point guard right there. It's like just sub him in for him. But apparently the world thought Tyler Hero was more deserving.
Yeah, well,
fair enough. Fair enough. Everyone except Peter Laddams is an all-star according to Tom on the Swans. Yeah, that's spot on. He's been blacklisted from any all-star. He could come out next year and average 170, and I'll find a way to bury it.
He does, doesn't he?
In the VFL. Yeah.
So if anyone isn't across why our promo code is Peanut, it's named after Peter Laddams. So
no way.
Back in the COVID season, DR brought in Dan Houston and Peter Laddams when they were at Port into his Supercoach side. And then the two of them got suspended for, I think it was quarantine. Like they got COVID or they did something stupid during COVID and they got suspended. And so ever since then, DR's been calling Peter Laddams the Peanut. Hence why our discount code or our promo code for GameDay Squad is Peanut. 100% dead set.
Jeez.
Off the guy who torments me. Oh, no.
Off my favourite player for the Swans. How good is that?
I'm the person that helps with that sort of thing. So every time I see it now, I'm just gonna think of this story and it's gonna annoy me.
Peanut, look, Causa can vouch for this because he's been a long time subscriber of us. And he just called him Peanut Laddams as well. There we go.
Just don't call him a peanut on Twitter or you might get yourself in trouble, hey?
No, that's called a butcher.
Yeah,
that's classic. That's classic. No
Funny,
peanuts, no butchers allowed on Twitter.
Yeah, well,
Melissa thought it was a shout out to Cal. He would do that, wouldn't he? He's called the Peanut Butters, Janeth. So
that's good. That's valid. I'll
that's where that comment comes from. I think looking at the name and maybe she thought Cal fancied himself as a promo code and
this is exactly our marketing video meeting went down. Oh yeah, so we're looking to give you a promo code. Sword plays too long. How about you call it a peanut? Peanut butters for me.
Your next one will be sign up with code Zeus.
The truth comes out, everyone. Here we go. Now you know how it all went down. I think this at the time Cal was first in Classic, so he was up in his high horse, big inflated head.
I was feeling myself. Wasn't that a fun month?
Oh, it was...
No matter who I put out in the field, I just kept staying on top.
Yeah.
It's not that easy anymore. Everyone is definitely caught up.
Chera's back to starting after a horrendous Q1. I think the injuries have potentially opened the door where he's now starting on ball. So anyone that did play Chera, obviously that's a fantastic sign, but we have a lot of work to do to get to a good game from here. Let's have a look.
Boys.
I know we've got the match center here. A quick glance. Connor Rosé, what a start. Kane Farrell as well. Georgiades, fantastic. Georgie Hewitt, I called him a handball merchant, but he's also a tackle merchant today. 34 fantasy points. Just fantastic. Kerno, Butters, pretty good games.
Boys.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Where's R? Oh, no.
Sorry, you cutting out there, Jenna?
I know this may look bad for optics, but I've got to head off. It's not because we're down by 5 goals.
Mate.
I did tell Tom pre-game that I will be.
He did.
I have to head off at quarter time. So,
hang on. Can you time it with this Mitch Georgiades goal? Can you just end this? Just have something, throw it. That can be your goodbye. We'll clip that up, and we just. Yeah,
I can't believe it. It's like it's scripted in a way, but
it is. But hey, you know what? We're still NBA champions, so
that's it, baby. That's it.
Auntie, we've got a great question. Zeus Cannons was like in high school. I got the nickname because my surname starts with a Z. So I think anything that starts with a Z automatically was sort of
Yeah,
my
you
nickname.
can't pronounce Tom's name, so Zeus
Yeah.
is a lot easier to say.
Yeah, so I think it was
Oh,
like
just missed it.
someone said it one time, and I actually called the Zeus Cannons my first fantasy team ever, and it's just stuck. So that's the where that comes from. Is when I was a child, I picked a name, and I was just like, you know what, I'm happy with this. Let's bit of heritage, bit of club heritage for the Zeus Cannons.
Love it. And now it's going to be Swordplay's new code. So,
No, it's not. Please don't use it.
Jonathan, you're allowed to leave. You're allowed to leave. It's getting
I was
worse.
looking for your permission, Cal. I don't want to make it seem as though I'm a sore loser. Because
Hey,
that's what
Janice.
it may look like.
Thanks for coming on tonight, mate. Appreciate your
No
time.
worries,
Previewing the rounds, to watch along with us as well. If you haven't checked out what the boys are doing with third man up, sword play, etc., definitely go out. But mate, thanks for coming along, and best of luck for the round. And I'm sure we'll see you again soon.
Thanks so much, legends. Hopefully back on soon, and most importantly, go Thunder. See you guys.
Thunder. Catch you, man.
Thunder. See ya.
See you, mate.
What about that quitting right after his team's getting belted?
Yeah, I know. That's look, it has been a tough watch. I'm sure if you're a Blues fan, you know they're a first half team normally as well, so you're probably not feeling great right now. That's got to be the gut. I think what it's saying.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I thought they were going to kick their first goal just as he went off. So, what else are you going? Because I still have not done the rest of my squad. So, I normally sit down, get the players I need in for a Thursday. I'm still stuck on Jackson. I've got him in at the moment. Do you know where I'm really stuck on as well? And maybe you can help me out and help out everyone following along. As Port, we're just getting the ball up the ground so easy. What North forwards are you playing this week?
Yeah, so I've taken a little of a different approach to the North forwards. I'm actually playing a little safer, but understanding there's probably not much upside in Caleb Daniels. I just think the roles there, he's a pretty safe 90 to 110 points. He hasn't really cracked over 110 in a pretty long time, but he hasn't fallen under 90 sort of either, except one game, I think, in his past 6. So I'm trying to play with a bit of, let's call, security, and let's hope it's well-placed security in that. But I'm not – the Hawthorn midfield's pretty strong, so I'm a little more concerned about Parker and Simpkin. So I think I'm leaning towards Daniels.
Yeah, see, Parker's gone over 110.
Parker's the most in form.
But last time I played him, he scored me like 50 points, and I said I'd never do that again.
That's fantasy, mate.
Yeah, I think he was like me and Monkman. I think we put him on the no-fly list moving forward. And here we are a month later thinking about it.
The no-fly zone, and now you're back. Want to get him in?
That's probably the biggest decision I've got there. I don't love playing Cameron either. I understand the case for it. He's been really good. Like we said, he's knocking on the door. But who else would be that second ruck this week? Do you back in Tingles again?
No, I was thinking TDK, honestly. If I was going to go another, that was for me. I was going to go the TDK route personally. But I've trusted him gone.
And down back too. So it's probably where I should have started considering all the buys. A lot of players out that would be down back. Ash, Whitfield, Holmes, Zorko, Martin, geez.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a tough round.
Geez, that's the moneymaker round this week.
Yeah, defenders are going to be, I think, the position where coaches that perform well there and make the correct decisions will go on to have a pretty tidy round. Because I think forwards, a lot of people will be thinking of pretty similar players. Like I didn't play Jason Horne-Francis, for example, but maybe you subbed him in with like Daniels, for example. I think Jason was my 8th forward, and like you don't know how that matchup's going to go.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it. So you're definitely obviously thinking about Dale, Sheasel, Manganine Miller. Sinclair had a bad week last week, but he probably makes the cut if it's that thin. And then from there, it kind of goes, geez, who do you want? Maybe it was Kane Farrell week. Maybe this was the week.
I reckon if you were going to do it, this is the week you would have put him in. So it's disappointing you didn't get the opportunity to come on the show and flex your Kane Farrell stocks.
I might
to
have talked
everyone.
myself into it in Classic if I had a bit more time. I had him in there because I just didn't take him out of Champion because I'm waiting for this round. I was actually chatting to him about with one of our users this week, and there he takes an absolute screamer of a one-handed mark running backwards. Wow, he's having a night. He's never actually had a game where he's gone massive. So you know how much I love talking him up. He's never had a game where he's got close to like 160. Not one.
Not really?
Yeah, I know.
I feel
so
like he has the potential to have like 20, 30 kicks in a game and get that big score, but
exactly. You think he'd kick it 30 times, but he just never has got close. So
interesting. No, that really has surprised me. For sure.
Yeah, I went back and had a look and I was like, all right, what's the hope in this guy? But because his legend card went up for auction this week. We had it from a closed account. So we put it back in circulation, and I think it sold for over $400. So someone, I think, I was like, oh geez, and then that's how I got talking about his 130. Oh, Horn Francis looking pretty good there as well.
Big Jason. Horn Francis, a little disappointed I didn't get him in. He's had a really pretty good start, and forwards are pretty thin this round. But I'm just getting some word. I think we're going to have to preemptively end this stream. We were going to go to halftime, but it appears that with Janeth linking his accounts, we are still occupying their accounts. So maybe people
we've hijacked. We've hijacked.
We've hijacked.
Well, hello,
not intentionally,
everyone.
Of course.
Well,
yes,
you know what? Blame
that.
Janeth for leaving his watch along at quarter time because his team was getting their pants pulled down.
Yes, he did say that allegedly he had told me beforehand, but I don't know. My hearing can be a bit fuzzy in those moments.
He's probably just tired. It's been a big week for us Thunder fans, but yeah, I wouldn't want to watch this after watching how good that is. So maybe we'll wrap it up, Tom, for our game day squad audience. Jeez, I can't speak. Tell we're getting late.
Yep.
If you have enjoyed it,
Connor Rosie intercept mark there. I know you're loving that,
mate. He's just
get
playing back and forth. This is fantastic. This is why you play him. This is why you play him every week, and you don't take him out of midfield.
Goodness gracious! This is exactly what you're looking for, isn't it?
Yeah, wow.
Well, yes, we will wrap it up. Conscious that we are on the Third Man Up X right now and on their YouTube. So for anyone that did come along, thank you so much for taking the time out of your night to, first of all, preview the round and then also have a little watch along. Had some good conversations in there. Didn't get to do the giveaways that we wanted to do entirely, but I'm sure we'll run this back and we'll do a lot more for next time and make sure that everything is set up properly. So when we do it, we can power through. But the best of luck for the round. Hopefully you didn't play Chera like myself and you're not already
regretting everything.
And hopefully you got Rosie and Horn Francis or Georgiades if you were smart enough, like Auntie Booger in. But Cal, mate, cheers for coming along.
Jeez, smart is underselling Auntie Booger, who's just having an absolute field day right now. So no, thanks for having me, Matt. Thanks to Janeth again. We'll try and do another one of these soon.
Absolutely. Cheers, legends. We'll catch you all next week to preview round 17.